Hi, so welcome to this pre-open watch session for tomorrow's session, which we have. So tomorrow on 12th of August, let's have a quick look in all the companies and the sectors. जिसको हम radar पे रखेंगे. So before we proceed, आज morning में मैं market watch किया था around about at 10:30 AM in the morning, and there we identified some stocks, and sector definitely was the steel sector. You can see that all the Tata Steel, SAIL, Vedanta, and also together with that we have NATIONALUM, JSW Steel. So all of these counters ये हमने तब identify किया था, and they all closed at a day's high. We explicitly traded SAIL from the very beginning in the morning jab it was at 128 129 level, and then we closed all of our positions at 134, and then again towards closing we did a good trade from below 134 to more than 135. Siemens was also one of the counters, and it looks very strong at the end of the day. And Siemens को हमने सुबह at 9:20 मैंने tweet किया था, and you can see that this also gave us a very good 6% move. Together with BharatForge also came into our radar, and BharatForge ended at a day's high, and so this was also one of the trades जिसको मैंने tweet किया था. So going forward, these are few of the also MFSL was there, and MFSL gave us a very good move from 10:30. It was at 1020 levels, and from there it went towards 1060 levels. So this is more like a 3-4% move on an intraday basis, so I can't complain. Going forward, I can see there's a very good structure which has formed in especially in company like PIDILITE. So definitely, and it seems like there's a lot of buying interest coming at 2200 levels, so try to keep a track on PIDILITE in the very short term, and definitely this is going to be a very good trade. You can see Hindalco, there was some small profit booking, and so this is exactly the reason why not only identifying the sector is important, but you also have to understand कि किस company में particular momentum है, and you have to be trading on those. Just like steel sector was good, but you can see only a few companies like Tata Steel and SAIL ended at day's high, and Vedanta, but not Hindalco. So chart patterns together with the flow of money and understanding ki kaun si company would be a big winner is also important. ONGC is stuck between 118 and 115, and so today again it gave a good move, but it's still not in trend. The reason is it always gives a good move, but it's not able to break past 118. So try to keep a move if at this time it's able to break levels of 120. Together with that, I can also see there was a company IOC also. This is a very bullish pattern, higher low, and all this negativity of this particular candle was devoured, and so going forward, maybe if it is able to break level of 107, so maybe 110 would be a very good intraday trade which we can take. Also Bank of Baroda, this is also, you can see this is a bullish pattern, but and also NTPC, this is a very bullish pattern. Power Grid, this is a bullish pattern. So आज के sector, आज के companies में you can see in the top branch there's a lot of PSU companies, right? And this is something also which हमें note में रखनी चाहिए कि somehow there's something happening in the PSU companies. Also I tweeted about Alchem. You can see Alchem ended at day's high, and it was way back then it was below 3600, and then it went towards 3700. So there were a lot of good trading opportunities today. Just like Ashok Leyland, we were carrying shots at 133 levels which were created, and from there it went towards 128 yesterday where we closed, and today again this seems like it got a support from 130, and going forward again it will try to retest to 136 levels. So this is also something which we did. Tata came around about 1 hour before closing, and you can see it closed at day's high, and this is also very near to its all-time high, just 5-6 rupees kam hai, and so basically this might be also one of the counters which we should be tracking for tomorrow. Shriram Trust Fund Finance, it took a good support at 1250, and then it ended at just shy of 1300. So आज के सेक्टर में you will see this is a very common thing which we are seeing, that all of these companies, they were able to recover, just like BPCL, हमने IOC भी पहले देखी, and Going forward, we will also see companies like Hinpetro, just like Havels also. It seems like Havels has a very good support at 1200, and maybe this is also one of the counters. Just may momentum strong ho rahi hai, and going forward we can see more more strength. Unfortunately, Reliance also gave a good closing, but theoretically the trend is getting weaker, so I wouldn't be jumping in Reliance as of now. If Reliance is able to take out the levels of 2177 and 2180, that's actually a very big resistance. Then maybe I will create a video and then we can see. Also Coal India, you can see this is a good bullish move after yesterday's closing, but again the trend is weaker, and so is also trend weaker for TVS Motor. So it's just not only about when you look into these particular structures, these are very just like Reliance also, it looks good from a chart perspective, but when you actually use your trend strength analyzer जो मेरी एक internal algorithm है, so basically I can see that from the way the positions have been created based on your volume, so basically it's not supported by volume, the price action, as a result of which we can't totally rely on these particular numbers, but definitely doesn't mean that there is weakness. It's just a matter of that for me Havels, the spin up in Havels is much more meaningful than I see in TVS Motor. So this is because I see there are a lot of new subscribers and new followers in my Twitter, so maybe this will come out to be something, so I will try to create a small video जहाँ पे मैं अपने charts के बारे में कुछ basic knowledge share करूँगा कि what does this color code means, say for example, and how to interpret these charts, right? So that would be coming, so don't worry. At the end of the video I will also give you the list of exact 4-5 stocks जिसको मैं long या short side में रखूँगा, and then that should be simple enough for you. Similarly, you can see also Gujarat Gas is trying to take a support, and so is ICICI GI. We shorted ICICI GI from 1500 and from there we closed at 1450 क्योंकि मुझे लगा था ये जो 3 candles बन रही है किसी भी time due to the sentiment of the market this can shoot up, but it didn't, and right now there was more weakness, and so this was also one of the stocks जो हमने weekend को discuss किया था, which was weak. So now you can understand that why I did discuss this as a weak counter, और मैंने RBL बैंक के बारे में बोला था, maybe it will come to us later. So even if so you have to actually depend on the data, and so all the trading opportunities जो भी आप लोगे, जो भी trading decisions लोगे, that should be backed by data and not just a simple wimp or someone in the TV shouted about these companies. Similarly, you can see Voltas, it gave a very good pin up, and this is a very strong structure, but again from a trend perspective it's getting weaker. So basically even though the structure looks good, it might very well be that there won't be a momentum, but definitely we are going to trade tomorrow जब भी intraday में खुलेगी, and as and when the positions get added we will accordingly set ourselves and see. After this breakdown there was a pin up, and this is also true for PFC, but for PFC this move is backed by volume and other parameters, as a result of which this is more of a good trade which can come in if the levels of 130 are taken out. Similarly, SCL Tech is also making higher highs and higher lows, you can see, but the trend is getting weaker, so maybe this is also something which we have to be aware of. Maruti also dipped towards 6950 levels, and I think 6925. I closed my shorts at 6950, and so here you can see that it was again able to close above 7000. So from what I can see is it's stuck in 7000 and 7200, and I think going forward this would be the range for the expiry until and unless a breakout comes, and the chances of a breakout are more on the upside rather than on the downside, but I really don't expect any breakout coming definitely for this whole month. Similarly, Sun TV is weak, and but again it's not in trend, so this is not of interest to us. Siemens Industry India is also made an all-time high today. After yesterday's move there was a dip, there was a buying interest, but we have to still wait for a confirmation, and this is Idea. You can see after a small downfall it seems like it's getting traction, so maybe Idea will again try to go towards 7 or 8 levels. BHEL is also one of the very good counters. This is a very typical structure. I would suggest to keep BHEL in your tracker for now, and let's see if tomorrow's closing wo kaise deti hai. Then from here, from 55 levels, a level of 60 should be attainable very soon. And also the reason for BHEL to keep BHEL in track is BHEL एक ऐसी काउंटर है. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल at the start of this video हमने डिस्कस किया कि we are suddenly seeing a lot of PSU names over there. So BHEL is one of the reputed PSUs, and there's a lot of buying interest in BHEL, and so theoretically we have to see of how BHEL reacts from here. Even you can see Tech Mahindra is getting weaker. Even though it's making all-time highs every day and making high low, but still the trend is actually getting weaker. ICICI Prudential Life also got a very good support from 650, but it seems like the trend is getting weaker, and so is also true for Godrej Properties. Even though it got a support from 1500, and this looks like a very good structure, but still it seems a very good reversal candidate, and I think going forward this can be one of the trades. Godrej Properties is definitely going to be one of the good trades, or I think going forward अगर ये इसी levels को maintain कर पाई, so this would definitely be a trade which I would be interested in. Asian Paints is dancing around about 3000, and this is exactly what TCS was doing at 3200 in the last expiry. इस एक्सपायरी में एशियन पेंट्स वही कर रहा है. So basically wherever you buy, just try to book out at 3000, and then again when the dip comes, try to buy, because I really don't see much weakness in Asian Paints, and this is just a consolidation phase. Similarly, Britannia is also, it got a support at 3600. So in general, today the market was really good. In the morning we started off low, but then eventually the market did survive. And RC Industries हमने सुबह डिस्कस किया था when it was near 900, and from there you can see it went towards 937. So this was also a good trade. Aishamoto is stuck between 2700 and 2750, so this is also something which you should be monitoring actively. If the levels of 2750 are broken, then 2800 would be a very simple and easy trade. Axis Bank, even after the good move, it seems like it's getting weaker, and so is also Apollo Tyre is also a very good reversal candidate. It seems like it got some support from 210 region, so we have to also see if it is able to move inside the 220, and so there is this is one of the trades which can happen. Dr. Reddy, we discussed until and unless Dr. Reddy is able to close above 5000, don't try to enter. I will not enter Dr. Reddy for now. MGL also got a support at 11800. From Axis Bank, I was talking Axis Bank को जितने भी ऊपर जा रही है, it seems like the trend is getting weaker, and so I would be very much cautious, and at least I won't be creating new positions until and unless the data starts again working on the long side. But definitely this doesn't mean that you should go ahead and short Axis Bank. It's just that कि अभी इस at the top जैसी buying हो रही है, it really doesn't give us the confidence, but that doesn't mean that you have to go ahead and short. You should never be shorting a trending market, and especially if you were shorting big names like Axis Bank, which are trending near all-time highs, that would be a very wrong trade, because even if you end the trade in profit, it might very well be that it was just because of luck and not because of the trading skill. Similarly, you can see Hero MotoCorp also got a very good buying from lower levels at 2750, but it was unable to close above 2800. CUB also got a support from 150. We are discussing CUB that this is one of the counters जहाँ पे शायद closing below 150 would be detrimental for this, and so we have to track the closing of CUB. And yep, ITC it closed below 210, and so there's not much we can do. Okay, LTI is also one of, so in general you are seeing that हम जितने भी companies को discuss किए, just like Tech Mahindra, HCL Tech, यहाँ पे LTI भी आ गई है. So these are all the counters which are trading at all-time highs, but it seems like the momentum is getting weaker. So definitely this is something maybe a profit booking is happening and not aggressive longs are being initiated. So this is something which you have to keep in mind. Going forward, HDFC is also making a good sort of move, and maybe it will continue towards 2800. It's already trading at all-time highs, and so from अभी आप इसमें देखते हो, so from here you can see there are 3 companies back to back, Godrej Consumer Products, Dabur and Marico, which actually showcases the way this particular FMCG sector is poised. So every say Marico was able to hold the 520 levels and it closed below it. Similarly you can see this is also Dabur closed below 580. Throughout so many sessions it was able to maintain these levels, but today is the first day it gave a closing below it. So this in general is not really a good sign for at least these companies in the short term. But you never know, kal subah agar as the data will keep changing, we will be updating our trades. Adani Enterprise, after a big move, you can see this 3 candles, and though it might look like there is some buying interest happening, but I would be very much skeptical, and if 1400 levels are breached, then we can actually expect more weakness in this counter. The main reason for it is I would be more interested in companies which were able to at least move past their opening price today. This actually showcases that there is some sort of buying interest. Also M&M is inching towards 800. हमने M&M का इस दिन में ट्रेड लिया था, and from there 765 region से it went towards 790 today, and from there you can see it is again so there's not much of a trading opportunity over here, क्योंकि at the end of the day the data is not supportive of the move which came. The move in the sense ये जो value buying हुई है, यहाँ पे जो buying हुई है, this doesn't seem like a more of a, it doesn't actually give us much more confidence. Apollo Hospital, okay, this is actually good because Apollo Hospital was able to get support from 4000, and going forward अगर ये 4100 levels को breach करती है, and especially अगर ये 4110 levels को breach करती है, then going forward this might be a very good trade, and this should definitely be in your radar. Tata Consumer is also, it's like the FMCG बाकी जैसे sectors, it's very near to 750, so it's actually stuck between 750 and 770. So this was just a day in which it tried to go, and then you can see that the next day itself ये up move जो आई थी इसको invalidate करके now it's very near to 750. It went to 750. Indian Hotel is also one of the counters which is looking good, and maybe it will try to get a support from 140, but it's again stuck in a range. At least the good thing is it was able to hold this level of 140 today, and going forward we can expect again something like 148 to 150. AU Bank also, it was one of the trades which we took yesterday, and this was actually a good trade. We have been AU Bank has been in our radar, but it seems like this positions which were created today with this buying in dip is not actually supportive, and maybe this is also not one of the good counters. SRF is definitely looking weak, and definitely until and unless agar 9000 agar cross nahi ki, actually we created positions and we closed at 9000, and then after that you can see so many sessions we created on this particular day and we closed on this particular day. This went towards 9074, but definitely my target was 9000, which was a psychological level, and after that you can see that this particular dip is coming since last 5-6 sessions. कोई भी move नहीं आई है, and it seems like this is going to get more weaker. Naukri also dipped towards 5200 today, and then it was able to close near about 5400. So going forward again, this is not in trend, so actually we won't be trading it. NAM India, after this big downfall, you can see that it seems like it has got a support from 370 levels. Actually, I remember this was particular on this particular day. A lot of TV experts were actually shouting about NAM India, and then you can see in the last 5 sessions it's down from 400 to near about 380 levels. NAM India, from the looks of it, it seems like there is more weakness in the stock going forward, and I think even if it goes towards 400, there will be aggressive selling in NAM India. MRF is also weak, and so is Bajaj Auto. This is a bad day for Bajaj Auto because we booked out our profits at 3900, and we were expecting it to go towards 4000, and the next day it broke the 3840 and we shorted and we closed at 3800. So today I was expecting Bajaj Auto to be again on this 3800 levels, but in the morning itself is broke and it went towards 3700. So After that there was a very small recovery, but this is definitely not looking good for Bajaj Auto. Biocon also is one of the counters जो हमेशा 380 के above closing दी है, and today it dipped towards 368. But you can see that going forward this is definitely not looking good, and since आज ये 380 के above close नहीं दे पाई है, which means that there are a lot of people who are actually moving out of Biocon. और Biocon के बारे में हमारी जो trading strategy है, this was discussed some 6-8 months ago, where I did say it's a very good portfolio which you can add in your which you should add in your long-term portfolio. But going forward this requires technical analysis, और जब मुझे टाइम मिलेगी मैं Biocon पे explicit एक technical analysis करके वीडियो पोस्ट करूँगा, which would be something for long term investors. And definitely for me there's a range of 378 375 ये बहुत एक अच्छी एक बाइंग स्ट्रेटजी होती थी मेरी. But today in the morning I saw that it went below 370 and it was unable to recover. So going forward I think I would be needing a fresh set of technical analysis after all of these months, right? Kotak Bank was down, and this was discussed yesterday कि Kotak Bank का 1826 एक बहुत high resistance है, and it exactly made a high of 1825. From there it's down, and going forward we can see some more weakness in Kotak Bank. This is Muthoot Finance. It went towards 1400 and then it got a support. So from the looks of it, maybe this would be one of the counters which we would be tracking explicitly. But going forward, like a 1400 भी अगर breach करती है, so there is more weakness which is going to come in Muthoot Finance. IRCTC also, this was the day which we traded, and then after that we left it. Actually these were also few of the days जहाँ पे हमने कहीं पे भी खरीद के 2500 में बेच रहे थे, and then we did a trade on this one. All the trades were closed at 2613 जो मैंने ट्विटर पे ट्वीट किया था, फिर वो 2680 तक गई, but I knew that this move is not going to sustain, especially after the result. So let's see, आज the result is going to come soon, and we will know of how it looks from here. From the looks of it, it looks like there is going to be more weakness if this level of 2500 is breached. Shree Cement is weak, and so is Cadila, and PVR also. It was one of our trades from yesterday, so today it was a good BTST for PVR, but going forward it was there was a drastic fall and it was unable to close above 1400s levels, right? हमने PVR को रिवर्सल कैंडिडेट में डिस्कस किया था on the weekend, and from these 2 days it gave a good move, but unfortunately today it was not able to handle the selling pressure. Coforge is also one of the candles जो हमने डिस्कस किया था वीकेंड में. This is a week, and so here you can see in 2-3 sessions it gave us a good breakdown, and if it is unable to hold this levels of 4850, then there will be more weakness coming in. PEL, it also after the result it made an all-time high, and now it's trying to get a support, but from the looks of it all this gain जो इस candle में आई थी, this is already I think going forward this will consolidate. Lal Path Lab is down, and so is Metropolis. हमने Metropolis पे explicitly इस दिन पे हमने बोला था कि when this levels of 2950 will be broken, this will be a good short trade, and this is exactly a good trade which came in. But it seems like this is the trend is getting weak on the downside, and maybe agar maybe in 2-3 days or by the end of this week, both Lal Path Lab and Metropolis may be again going so Metropolis may be again going towards 3000 and Lal Path Lab over near 4000 levels. But this is something which we have to see. Navin Fluorine, it seems like yesterday we traded Navin Fluorine, which ended at day's high, so this was also a good trade which we took and which I tweeted about. So going forward it seems like this 3700 is a good support, and today it dipped towards 3700, but definitely This is, again, we have to understand, it also depends on the sentiment of the market, and especially you remember the structure which we discussed just now for SRF, right? So all the sector companies, they work together, and so especially Navin Fluorine, Deepak Nitrite or SRF, so these three companies you have to look them in a single shot. So अगर हम Deepak Nitrite का भी देखते हैं, you can see that it was unable to take out 2200, and now it is inching downwards. So maybe as of now, at the end of the night of 11th of August, maybe, you know, chemical is not one of the sectors जो मैं कल एकदम सुबह ट्रैक करना स्टार्ट करूँगा. We had discussed L&T Finance Housing on this particular day, where we talked about the weakness and unable to cross 90, and from there you can see in two sessions 90 से ये 80 levels तक आ गई, which was a good trade. Auto Pharma is also weak, so these are a few of the counters which you should stay away from. Trend, it gave a good dip and it closed very near to 900, and this is also one of the counters where, you know, some buying is happening from lower levels of 850. Torrent Pharma ended near day's low, and this is definitely a weak counter, and so you should be aware and try, because the 3000 levels was acting like a support after the result. It tried and now it has gone towards 2900 today. In the morning we shorted and we made a good money, where I discussed the strategy for Lupin as well as Torrent Pharma as well as Mandapuram. ये तीन counters पे की, and also Trend that is a higher sell on rise, and this is exactly how it worked out. It really worked out really great. And so जब तक Torrent Pharma is not able to close 3000, there is not very of interest to me, and similarly 1100 is again for Lupin. Going forward, Lupin may very well go towards 1000 levels, which is a psychological level, and Manappuram, it seems like there is more weakness, and maybe, you know, even it will breach the levels of 160. These moves are coming after the results, so it seems like, you know, if people are selling out aggressively, so there is not much hope, because even if a move comes in and it goes towards 200, there will be new shorts, and that move will be because of short covering. So we have to have longs, and see Manappuram and Muthoot Finance, they are all looking weak as of tonight, and so we have to have a quick you know, we have to not to be stupid enough to take positions in that. So to wind up the video, Siemens is weak, is very strong, and so is Vedanta, and so is BharatForge, and so is SAIL, and so is NATIONALUM, and so is not much IOC. I will suggest to stay away from IOC, but rather you know, PIDILITE is also one of the very good counters, which looks like, and also RBL Bank, because RBL Bank dipped and now it's trying to inch towards 180. So these are a few of the good counters. Power Grid, definitely not much of an interest to me, but definitely PIDILITE looks really good. And from other companies, Havels looks good. Havels got a good support from 1200, and if it's able to maintain the support, then maybe it will try to make a new all-time high. Siemens और Havels एक साथ ही दोनों बहुत अच्छे ट्रेड थे. Reliance is getting weaker, so this up move is not supported with the data, and maybe Coal India is also one of the counters which it will try to again go towards 145. TVS Moto is also looking sort of you know, maybe it will try to get some support and consolidate over here, but again these are not very interesting counters for me. Motherson Sumi also from 240 levels, it corrected towards 220 in just 2-3 sessions, and this was discussed as a weak stock, and we actually did say that this level was very important. You can see this broke in one session, and from there was a immediate down towards 220, which is like a 10% fall in just a matter of 2 sessions. Voltas is also sort of looking as a very good candidate for reversal, so I would definitely be tracking Voltas for 1030, and if it is able to take out, then maybe again 1050 would be coming. SL Tech is looking weaker, and maybe there's not much of a positions which are getting added, and so is PFC is also trying to move past 130, so that would also be a good trade. BHEL is definitely one of the counters जिसको मैं अपने radar पर रखूंगा, especially going forward if there's a gap up opening tomorrow in BHEL, so this might be a very good trade in the first half. and ID also looks okayish. So if you're one of the traders who actually trade in idea, so maybe this is also of interest to you. Tech Mahindra is getting weaker. Godrej Property is looking really good as a reversal candidate, so this should be in your radar. Axis Bank is getting weaker. Hero Moto is also, it seems like there may be more weakness in Hero Moto, and Apollo Tyre also, it seems like this might reverse, and very soon if the levels of 220 are breached on a closing basis, this might turn out to be a good trade. LTI is getting weaker, and from Adani Enterprise is also trying to take a support at 1400. Agar ye kar pai to very good, well, very good, but if 1400 is breached, then the levels of 1350 and 1300 would eventually come. Apollo Hospital is looking good if the levels of 4000 are not breached, and if it is able to move past 4100, then definitely the levels of 4200 will come, but it has tried to go towards that level multiple times, and you can see that whenever it tries to go over there, it actually corrects towards 4000, again goes over there, corrects to 4000, and again goes over there. So ये अपोलो हॉस्पिटल में बहुत दिनों से ये ट्रेड चल रही है. So this is one of the patterns you can be trading for now. Indian Hotel also, it looks like it got some support at 140, but from a structure perspective, it seems like there can be more weakness, and definitely any corona related lockdown related news can have an effect. SRF is looking weak, and so definitely if SRF is not able to take out 9000 on a closing basis, there can be more weakness, and it might correct towards 8000 in the worst case. NAM India is also getting sort of support, but I think there is more weakness in NAM India, and going forward the levels of 370 or 375 should get breached. Muthoot Finance is also getting weaker. If we have to see if it is able to maintain this 1400 levels. If not, there will be more weakness coming in. IRCTC is 2600 is very important, but again the move which will come tomorrow will be based on results in the next week, so it's better that we stay away from this counter rather than jumping in the wrong trade. Sri Cement is very weak. Kerala is weak. PVR also is sort of weak because it was unable to close above 1400, और ये एक बहुत ही important psychological level है, क्योंकि ये जब भी 1400 के ऊपर आई है, first of all it was facing resistance, फिर ये जाके ये closing दी थी, लेकिन after that it again dipped, and then again it went, and today it was a good BTST, but you can see what happened afterwards, and it again closed below 14,000. So there's actually this Indian Hotel and PVR, they have the same sort of structures, and the same sort of sentiment which will drive this company. Or other than that, Lal Path is sort of, it seems like there can be more weakness, so the level of 4000 would be interesting to track on a closing basis, and this is also true for Metropolis. Navin Fluorine also, you can see that today it gave us a bearish move, and going forward maybe the levels of 3500 are also in the near vicinity. And on the top of that, if you are actually trading in the shorts, so basically Torrent Pharma, Lupin and Manappuram are three very good counters. If tomorrow Trent is unable to maintain this 900 levels, then again this more weakness is going to continue, but definitely these are a few of the counters which are trending on the negative side. Thanks a lot for listening. Hope this video is going to give you some information about all the stocks which I'm watching, and best of luck with your trading. Bye bye.